championship campaign, there is always this moment.
It was a very long road to get to this point. Nobody knew exactly how it was going to play out. Everybody knew that it was going to be close.
A final step, a final point.
Let's send in Andrew Coley and Nitro Rallycross Supercars here.
Man, it's all coming down to this. You want to win and make it feel like there was a point to this.
The difference between a contender and a champion is determined by one final race.
What's going to happen on the start, that makes or break the entire season.
While everything is to be determined in this moment, it comes on the heels of years of effort. Each step, a chapter in that journey.
I mean, you can just see everybody on the grid is just, they're hungry. They're ready to go.
6 laps to decide the first ever Nitro Rallycross champions.
Every evolution, a building block. Driver after driver. Car after car. It's a journey that many will start, but it's a journey with no guarantee of ever reaching the destination.
I think our fans are in for the journey, and we will win. The ones that follow us closely will understand the effort and the challenge that we had. And when we overcome it, they will be there to enjoy the victory with us and celebrate with us. And it was the journey that made the trip worthwhile.
This is Launch Control. Four rounds complete. Only one remains. The Nitro Rallycross season boils down to this: a final event where one driver will be crowned the champion.
The Rallycross Drivers' Championship is the missing piece. It's the last piece that we haven't achieved.
When I said earlier in the year that we needed to win 2 championships, it wasn't a prediction, it was a requirement.
We're in the lead for the championship. We just have to produce one more time.
While 2 Subarus lead the points, it's a 3-car fight for the title. Travis Pastrana, Scott Speed, Timmy Hansen, all worthy champions.
I love it when it goes to the final round. There is nothing better than a rallycross punch-up that goes to the final.
Before the races even begin, the points battle is on everyone's mind.
There's a lot of math going on, figuring out different scenarios of, how points were going to work out or how we could finish in a final, to get the result that we needed to win the championship.
You get championship points from battles and from the final. So today is actually extremely important.
Day one of the final weekend, really. There's points on the table for today that will affect, both the starting grid for tomorrow and the championship points. So it's an important day. We need to have a clean day.
With 4 battle bracket rounds and 1 championship point available for each win, a strong showing could have a big impact. The 2 Subarus are separated by just 7 points. 4 extra points could go a long way.
It's going to be a good race.
Final round of the championship is in Florida at the Firm, and it's got a lot of tarmac.
Definitely going to be a huge challenge for me, maybe the biggest of my life, dealing with the guys that we're dealing with.
Let it go, eyes are wide for Pastrana. Bingham trying to go around the outside, drops a wheel just out wide.
The battle brackets live up to their name. Pastrana makes easy work of his opening round.
Checker flag. Pastrana advances on, and like you said,
He adds a championship point to his tally.
Scott Speed with that inside line. What do we got?
Yeah, he's got it, hasn't he? And he runs off people right immediately, yes.
Everything that Scott does is because he meant to do it, and he's that good.
Cannot make those mistakes against Scott Speed. That's really well done. Arpin just not even part of the equation.
Speed responds in his opening battle to also take a point. The gap stays at 7.
Look away, there's the green. Releases the Subaru on the inside line.
Each round, the competition tightens. Pastrana feels the pressure.
Ooh, he had a wide swing there, losing some traction, Pastrana, and losing some ground.
All right, we got to make this count now. Hit your mark, don't overdrive.
Despite an early mistake, he perseveres.
You're doing it, you're closing the gap. Keep going like this, you'll get it.
Can he regain the lead? It looks like all signs are saying yes for the 199. Double thumbs up in the air. Pastrana takes that lead back from Ericsson on that final lap.
Now bring it home.
Well executed by Pastrana. Speed and Pastrana will meet each other in our next bracket battle, round 3.
Subaru maximizes the opening round points, but only one can continue the streak.
To me, it's a toss-up between Travis and Scott. I don't think either of them feels like they have the championship wrapped up, but either of them could win it quite easily. You could see it playing out either way.
So I've been doing all right, but he's been doing better. So we're gonna see, because we have to go against each other in the round of 4.
Like in our minds, we were racing each other within the team for the championship.
Both brimming with confidence, the two Subaru drivers prepare for a head-to-head battle. Each driver knows what's at stake. This race matters. It's another step in the journey to their ultimate goal. A decade ago, Subaru accepted the challenge of Rallycross full-time. The car stemmed from a rally pedigree modified for Rallycross. After a steep learning curve, by the summer of 2014, the team started to find success, ending with their first win.
Thank you, everybody. This is for everybody. Doesn't matter what car it is, it's one team.
But motorsport never stands still.
Normal, so it feels good.
At the end of the season, Subaru prepared to move to an all-new platform. The initial results from the new chassis fell far below the team's expectations, while the competition stepped up their game. It took multiple seasons to reclimb the ranks. New drivers, new development, critical components and setups were redesigned.
We've always been saying we're building towards something. This is that something.
It took 3 years before the team would find the podium again.
Everybody here did it. Everybody I'm surrounded with did it. Spectacular. I can't tell you.
Subaru of America continued to see the potential in their team, even when the results didn't show it.
You take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It's difficult.
That development doesn't come easy, but we're not going to stop here. We're going to keep working forward. We want to be the first car into turn 1 and driving away from the field.
That commitment led them to sign the 4-time champion to the team.
Subaru America has signed Scott Speed. So we went out and hired the driver, 4-time champion, to bring him in here to help us.
I saw it as like I wanted it to challenge. Like I wanted to help create something. And it took maybe a weekend of working with the guys and just adjusting a few tiny things that I could feel from my experience to turn what was already such a good car into its full potential, right?
Since that day, Subaru has climbed to dominance. Podiums came more regularly. Victories were expected.
I had no way of knowing the level of engineering and the level of people that were at this place. And I've enjoyed working with these guys so much. It's such a family feel. The Subaru company, everybody at Vermont Sports Car, bringing home the title would be freaking an amazing accomplishment for these guys, and I'd love nothing more to be able to give that to them.
The team and its manufacturer never wavered in their determination to raise the driver's title. Today, both of their drivers have that chance. Both of them know it.
Speed of Pastrana, who's getting the whole shot? Green light means go. Drop that handbrake and get the launch. Both of them, wheel to wheel. Oh, look at this. Shots fired across the nose already.
Contact immediately in the first corner. Speed goes choker. Wow. Pastrana has gone long on the jump and he runs really wide. Pushing so hard, Jared. He knows he's got one lap to edge one of the best in the business.
Hit the Joker. Okay, now we just got to catch him.
The team was pretty bummed with me. They're like, dude, you could have driven like you did before. You should have just followed him and maybe waited for a mistake. I'm like, look, Scott's not going to make a mistake. I wasn't going to beat him unless I took chances. I now know everywhere that I can charge, and when you overshoot the corner, it's going to waste time.
Scott takes the win and moves on to the final battle bracket. Pastrana concedes the point. The expectation going into this event was that Scott's tarmac experience would make him the favorite. So far, he's lived up to the reputation. The final battle bracket is against the team's biggest threat.
For Timmy, that 1 point was worth more than it was worth for Scott. His championship hopes are very much in the hands of him winning that race.
Both Rallycross titans take to the line. And the light goes green.
Looks like they are toe-to-toe right now. Scott Speed, oh, look at Hansen trying to make an attack, goes on the inside. See if Scott Speed's gonna close the door up. Yes, he does. So who's going for the Joker lap?
She's wider, and you said Scott makes no mistake.
Oh!
Holy cow.
It's just when you got
the barrel.
He is on the limiter. He knows Scott Speed is perfection, and he is getting it.
Joker laps play out, and Scott emerges in front.
Rocking the inside right here.
He controls the race until an aggressive move forces him wide.
He's got a shot. That's why we race.
Enough. He's going to have Speed driving on the mirror of the Peugeot's all over the inside. He makes him hard. Is it too aggressive? The bumper's hanging off the front of the Peugeot. Speed drop back.
I'm not as stern on this. But, oh, there's the bumper. You know, when you hit someone hard enough for the bumper to come up, not a great sign, but that was awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Timmy crosses the line first, but the win is short-lived.
I'm getting kind of tired of him running into me. They're giving him a 5-second penalty. You got it.
Scott ends the day, gaining 2 points on Travis. The gap is now just 5 points, the difference between a single finishing position in the final.
We put ourselves in the best possible position that we could today, and that's all we can do. Super proud of everybody here at Subaru and Travis and this whole team. I think we worked together really hard on this thing, and looks a little bit better right now than it did before the day started.
Nobody slept last night. The cars are running great. Everything's done. They're perfect. No problem. And nobody still slept. Just because we don't want to miss this opportunity.
Everything's on the line. And I feel like we need this to be a really good day, so let's start it off right. It's always good to get your heart rate up, scare yourself a little bit in the morning.
The mindset of the race car driver is unlike a normal person in a lot of key ways. But specifically the thing that they're able to do is to convince themselves beyond question or shadow of a doubt that they can do what they set their mind to in a race car.
With the focus back on racing, both Subaru drivers know that a heat win will advance them directly to a front row grid spot in the final. Travis is up first.
Pastrana with a great start on the outside behind Kevin Hansen. Pastrana can't run away through there. He might go the long way round.
Hit your marks now, hit your lap.
He splits off from Kevin Hansen, knowing Kevin will look to cover him off on lap 2.
Kevin will try to capitalize on this next lap.
Yeah, you can see Travis Pastrana going for that Yokohama tire choker lap.
He had to push. He's really good on the dirt. He needs to keep it tidy in the first 2 corners. Kevin Hansen goes into the joker. How slippery is it for him?
Send it deep, bud. You're gonna have to send it deep here. It's gonna be on your right side.
Pastrana's gonna go big over the gap. He goes long.
And he takes it.
Pastrana to the inside line.
At the merge, Travis is in front.
Hit your marks now, bring it home. Hit your marks, you got 1 car length. He's gonna push. Watch your inside. Expect a bump.
He's under attack for the remainder of the race, but he never gives an inch.
Watch the over-under in here. He's right on your bumper. Be careful coming through the left. Okay, bumper still. Bring it home.
Now he's going to get the win over Hansen.
Perfect. Oh, he did it! Yes! Yeah, buddy. Damn good drive. Got it done, boys. We got it done!
It's a huge victory for Travis, a race he wasn't sure he could win. While Travis celebrates in the service area, the team watches nervously as Timmy Hansen wins his heat.
Hansen over the jump, coming down the straight. He's going to go through to the front row of the final.
2 of the 3 championship contenders are up front for the final.
I think also pace-wise, we're quite a long way ahead of what Travis just did. So yeah, that feels really good for the finals.
We have to take down the best driver in the world and the best team in the world. But now the pressure's on Scott to deliver. And to Scott, winning is what he does for work.
Now, it's Scott's turn to play his hand.
Well, Scott Speed has absolutely got to win this. We've said this about all 3 of them, but there's 3 in the fight and there's only 2 slots on the front row. Oh, it's a good start. The inside line of Scott Speed. Tannenbaum goes back a little bit. Liam Doran coming up towards the top 3. Sideways in turn 1. Doran drops back.
By 5, 6. No pressure from McConnell behind you.
Now Scott's not having to drive on his mirrors. He can just take whatever line he likes, and he's gapped him by another 6/10.
He is just doing what Scott does, and that's living up to his name. He's got the speed in his corner
and not making any mistakes.
With little drama, little stress, Scott dominates his heat.
We got ourselves a really great chance in a little bit here to seal this thing up for Subaru. Fastest car all weekend, so it's on us. You know, I think if we get through the first corner clean, nothing goes wrong. We just got to execute now.
Good work. In the clutch, dude. Awesome job, man. How do you think about it?
Yeah.
In the final.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Scott's a freak of nature, and he doesn't make mistakes. He's a machine, so he's going to get a good start. And when he does, I'm going to be right there on his rear bumper, and I don't see any chance that Timmy's really going to get in between us unless I mess up my start, and I'm not going to mess my start up. It's going to be good.
Hoping everything goes good, and we can put this car on the top.
To get to that final race, like the nights, the weekends, the holidays, the traveling, the being away from your home, missing cookouts, like everything, you want to win at all costs, basically.
It's up to Travis. We've done our part.
You have your very obvious first corner conversation before the green light drops. So, you know, Travis, to win the championship, you need to finish behind Scott. Scott, for you to win the championship, you need to at least win the race kind of scenarios.
I'm nervous as hell, so I don't know how nervous they must be, but there's a lot to deal with the points. I think if Travis finishes right behind Scott, Travis will take it on all countbacks. But if Scott can get a car in between, and that's the issue, is the Hansen tier are really quick, so if one of those is in between Scott and Travis, then Scott will take the title. And obviously that's assuming Timmy doesn't, so big day for these guys.
Each of those guys is a world-class racing driver. Each one of them wants to win the championship. Each one of them has the job of winning the championship. That's what they're here for.
The top of the mountain could be today. You know, when you're climbing or you're hiking, you're always looking at the crest. And for the last number of years, the crest keeps moving on. And I think we see the final one today, so I'm very excited.
We are getting ourselves ready to go. And here is our grid. Scott Speed and Timmy Hansen on the front line. Pastrana behind his Subaru teammate and Kevin Hansen behind his brother.
With so much on the line, the final is set. After the long journey that led this team here, it could be a moment of elation or devastation. It all depends on the actions of two drivers who will face split-second decisions as the light goes green.
Speed, Pastrana or Timmy, great start on the front row to Scott Speed. Timmy Hansen gets moved across, Travis Pastrana gets a huge whoa!
A critical impact in turn one.
Oh, over the curbs on the inside line, Pastrana goes up the inside of his teammate.
To have that accident on the first corner was shocking in a second and a half. I thought we lost.
Every member of the team enters panic mode.
Was it our own fault where we pushed in there? You know, did Travis do enough to slow down? Did Travis steal the championship from Scott?
The light went out and I blew it. So I'm a fender behind Kevin going in the first turn. Scott did exactly what he said he was gonna do. He takes Timmy wide, expecting that I'll be right up there and that he'll have no worries from behind, not looking in his rear view, just saying, you do your job, I'll do my job. We'll go Subaru 1-2. And I didn't do my job. Came out, Kevin took me all the way to the inside and he's pushing me and I'm leaning on his car. I tried to outbrake him and our tires, right as he hit the brakes and I locked my tires up and we're pushing on each other, my left front somehow got Kevin's left front and it jumped me 25, 30 feet. Well, when you're on pavement, 25, 30 feet means I missed the first turn by 25, 30 feet.
After the sport reviewed the footage, it wasn't Travis's fault.
So that moment of panic immediately turned into kind of this gnawing fear. We had to race. We had to continue to see if these guys could finish it and close out the championship. Even if the start had gone horribly, we still had a shot.
That was a really aggressive move there from Travis Pastrana in turn one.
The team has no choice but to put the moment behind them.
Timmy was in the lead, which was honestly kind of the worst case scenario there.
Like, all right, Hansen's had a plan, they're executing it perfectly.
Scott Speed, he's stuck on the outside. Kevin did what we thought he would do, supporting his brother. Pastrana can't afford to stay where he is.
So we knew our two guys were against their two guys, and whoever does the best is going to win the championship.
Clear by 2, one of the Hansens followed you.
Drivers race on while the team does the math.
There in the spotters tower, we'd already made a plan that, you know, given these most likely outcomes of the race, this is what each driver would need to do to win. We have that on a computer program. There's a million different scenarios and he's running it in real time on his program. And as that first lap starts to shake out and the line forms, now you're talking to Dylan. And what are the points? What do we need to do? And you start mitigating the risk of losing. I mean, all this stuff is running while the drivers are just doing their thing down below.
Listen to me, the merge is key. We cannot crash the merge.
Each driver pushes for the advantage as the top 4 cars play their joker strategy.
Timmy Hansen, Kevin Hansen, and now Scott Speed.
He's behind Scott. He's going to be behind Scott Speed. Is he going to try and go round him?
Drive like I know you can, bud. You're clear behind. All clear behind. You just have to finish there.
With 2 laps left, it becomes clear Travis can claim the title by finishing behind Scott.
I'm yelling to stay behind Scott, finish in this position, that's going to win you the championship.
So Travis Pastrana now can follow Scott Speed to the line, and if he's right behind him, they'll finish equal on points, but Travis will win on countback for number of wins.
That's right.
But this is the first time we've had a Nitro Rallycross Championship. The sun sets here in Florida on a brilliant season. Hansen from Hansen for the win, but Travis Pastrana's going to follow his teammate Speed over the line, and he is your 2021 Nitro Rallycross Champion.
By Dylan's algorithm, you just won, but let's just figure it out.
I got super upset. I would be too. I got bumped. It bumped me sideways. I couldn't get on the brakes. I really messed him up. I feel horrible, man. I am so sorry.
I believe that was on me. To lose that confidence with your teammate, to jeopardize Subaru's chance. I could have knocked both cars out in that one turn. That was probably the biggest mistake of my life.
I had done the math over and over and over in my head, and I was 100% confident that we just won the championship. Then, like, when we got there, like, I think Scott thought that he had won it. You know, he was pretty cheery at first, and then all of a sudden, it's like they're walking over to Travis with the trophy.
Confirm once again.
Travis is the champion based off of a tiebreak. He had 2 wins. Scott Speed had 1 win.
Yes, it's confirmed. Travis is the winner. Travis is the winner. Then it starts to sink in. Wait a minute. I hit Scott in that first corner. That's not right. Did I just cost Scott the championship? Is that going to look bad for the series? Does it look bad on me?
It was definitely a little tricky because you had one guy who won and another guy who felt he should have won, and I was gutted for Scott. As much as we're a team, when you win, but you have one of your team members themselves feeling gutted about what happened, like, it's hard to ignore that.
Scott was upset. Who could blame him? He felt like he did everything he needed to do to win, and his teammate, the one guy that was not supposed to be in the side of his car, was in the side of his car.
I wanted to go right behind Scott, and that was our goal, and I got smashed. It wasn't necessarily my fault, but it definitely wasn't Scott's fault.
It's tough. I mean, I know Travis didn't do anything intentionally. He just, when you enter the corner all the way on the bottom of the track, the corner's sharper and you need to slow down. He just broke way too late and speared us.
Please welcome Scott Speed.
Honestly, I thought we won. I thought for sure it was getting called, but it didn't. So I guess great for Subaru to at least win.
And
that's it. That's as much happy as you're getting. That's it.
Okay. And your champion, Travis Pastrana!
Travis knows it's anything but a clean victory.
I was the reason that Scott Speed didn't win this race. He was the fastest one today in the championship round.
The reason that I was so devastated on that podium, I would have rather got 3rd in the championship and had everyone say, hey man, good effort, Scott deserved this one, but you know what? Good luck next year. Because the championship seems more authentic that way.
Hey, but you won this championship all year. Give it up for Travis, everyone! Give it up for Travis!
You shouldn't feel as though everything was a loss because it didn't go down exactly as planned. You were still there because of the success and the planning and the effort you put in throughout the year.
And at the end of the day, I certainly know that Travis, he didn't do it intentionally, and he's been an awesome teammate all year, so I'm happy for him. I'm happy for Subaru.
But at the end of the day, the funny thing that came from all of it was that the two of those guys tied on points for the championship. They finished tied. In a way, it was the best possible ending because they both really did deserve to be champions this year.
I am so proud of the team. At the end of the day, I just can't thank everyone at Subaru enough for doing amazing. And that feels really good. We've always been the underdogs, and we come out here and we won.
It was just a tremendous relief, more than anything else, to say, yes, we finally climbed that mountain.
And after the dust kind of settles and everybody gets back to the reality, like, hey, we finally won a championship.
You just won a championship right there!
It took some effort, some time, a lot of involvement, but we did it.
when you just don't get those results year after year after year, and then you finally get to that point where you do get the results, like, you forget about the past. Like, it's hard to even think about losing again.
Without the effort and the commitment from SOA and all of the staff here and the drivers, it would have never happened. It just, you couldn't tie all those days and nights together to come out with that result. We all earned it collectively.
With the last puzzle piece in this team's tapestry finally in place, with a 10-year mission finally fulfilled, it's now that they can all find perspective.
Hell of a year. I mean, we've had a lot of years, but this one was extra special just because of the variety of stuff we did. You know, we excelled at everything, just everything clicked.
This past year was the crazy goal that you didn't think maybe could be obtainable. Multiple disciplines, multiple teams, all running the blue and gold livery and finding success, winning championships, winning everything there is to win.
I can't say I would have predicted that it would happen the way it did, that we would win really 3 championships, the team and driver championships in Rallycross and the drivers championship in Rally, and break the Mount Washington record. If anything, it was bigger than I could have imagined because the challenges got bigger over the course of the season, and we managed to rise to them.
Through trials and teamwork, dedication and determination, Subaru Motorsports USA has earned themselves a long list of accomplishments.
Everything you've seen over the last 9 years that goes into racing and winning, all that effort, that's worth something.
Thank you all! I love you all! Thank you!
And finally, at the pinnacle, the team must now contemplate where the road leads next.
From our perspective now, being at the point where we've finally achieved the goals we laid out that long ago, I hope people are happy to have been part of it with us, more than anything else.
The stories that we have for many years were stories that only us team members experienced. And then what Launch Control does is kind of give those stories out to everybody.
And we love to show you what it takes to do this.
It catches the feeling that is inside most of us, inside me for sure. That is what our fans want. They want the truth.
Giving fans access to this team and this program and let you feel like you're a part of what we're doing here, because we're doing it for you. We wouldn't exist if people didn't want to watch us compete.
If you folks weren't standing in the rain, we wouldn't have this job to do. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, all done? Thank you. Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yep.
All right.
Good.
Thanks, Lance.
Okay.
This is Launch Control.